This is a Faery Oracle / block removal reading for Heart Infusion. So I already have some guides that have been coming up before I began the reading, putting me into a little bit of a trance state here. I feel the main guide who was coming in before in the last reading, he was showing me the angel wings. He feels male. So this is the guide that was coming in before. But then as he was kind of sending me a meditative, really relaxed energy, then I got a very clear image of another guide stepping forward, who was taking on I don't want to say he was taking it on. I want to say he was like a dragon type being. And then turning into this image, which looked like one of those big tractor trucks that has the claw. So it like digs the dirt. So he's obviously helping you to clear, to remove any kind of toxic energies. And then I had a third guide coming in also who seemed like a shapeshifter to me, and coming in again with an animal shape, coming in as a black cat, and also showing me a pagan symbol around the neck, almost like wearing some kind of like necklace or collar, and it had a pagan symbol, a pentagram on the collar, coming over here on my left out in the front, and the dragon in the front, and the angel in the back. Now the cat had a very distinct energy with her. I would say female, but kind of creeping up to one side and then the other, in this kind of playful, mischievous, kind of almost cutesy kind of way, and then kind of coming up to you and rubbing her head against you, but then almost seemed like she was taking on some other form, but she wasn't coming in with it clearly. She wasn't really showing me exactly what it was, and now I can feel this guide out in front of me, but it does not feel like a cat. It feels like a humanoid because of the amount of energy that it's taking up. And sending me an energy onto my solar plexus, and again coming in with relax. So I feel like your guides are helping you to remove things. They're helping you to calm down and relax and get more focused. So the energy in this one, it doesn't feel quite as heavy. It feels like some things have already started to lift and clear. They've already begun this process. They've already started removing things and helping you see more clearly. Okay, so I have a connection with them, so let's just see what they want to say. Okay, actually they want to start with the energy clearing first. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. Yeah, they're saying that that's the most important thing right now. Okay, and then they'll come in with whatever they have time for afterwards. Okay. All right, so sometimes guides have me do it with the picture. Sometimes they have me use myself, actually, almost standing in for the person. So they're going to have me lift the crystals to myself, and I will probably use your picture also, so I'm probably going to do a back and forth thing. But they're kind of using me to mirror you a little bit. Okay, so first the heart chakra. That's the first thing. And I just feel some very deeply rooted energy in the heart chakra. Okay, that's right. They're reminding me we kind of already got to that in the last reading. So they're saying we know what it is. Okay, so they're telling me I'm going to feel some things. I don't have to say it all. So I'm just going to say uh, whatever I feel like I'm supposed to say, because we did cover some things in the last reading, and obviously I don't remember everything that was covered, but I don't want to be repeating myself. So yeah, just they're saying to just be open and relax and just sit and absorb the energy. Hmm. They're correcting me because I had my legs crossed. They want me to put both feet on the ground. They're saying that as you receive this energy, you're going to become more grounded, which is also going to help you to become more clear, to retain clarity. I'm specifically hearing that retain clarity, retain. And I feel like I have to take some deep breaths to release this energy. Now, whew, okay, never mind. Okay, now this is something I don't know if I've ever come across this before. Um, so I was feeling like I needed to kind of help get this chakra in the throat spinning. And I was kind of feeling like I'm running into something, but then I'm seeing a picture like it's spinning, and it almost feels like it's spinning. Uh, but then when I go down kind of deeper into the chakra, it's not spinning. And I was getting both. And your guide was kind of showing me that it almost seems like it's spinning, like there's like this appearance of spinning. And this is more than one chakra. It's almost like on the surface, it seems fine. It seems like it's working okay, but underneath, when you really get into the mechanics of it, the parts are stuck and not moving. So this is all about deep stuff, which, you know, we got into the last reading a bit, I think about past lives, and I think we got into childhood a little bit also. Yeah, I know we got into past lives. I think there was childhood a bit too. So stuff that's further back, either earlier in this lifetime and continued on to now, or also very much past lives in the past. So it's not a surface energy that needs to be cleared. This is a much deeper energy. Okay. So now I'm coming in between the root and the sacral, in between those two chakras. And now the sacral specifically. Hmm. Okay, that's a thought form coming out. And as it's coming out, it's kind of saying a name. It's saying mire, toil. A lot of times the programming will have a name. It'll have, mm, It's like it has some way that it started, some feeling or belief or thought that caused its beginning, so its root, and it's like that's its name. So some struggle, you have to struggle, work hard, and to prosper, to get somewhere. There's more than one of those in here. One left. One feels like a reptilian seed, some kind of reptilian programming. But it has the same kind of energy, and there's a bitterness to this one as well, this thought form, this reptilian thought form. So reptilian programming, reptilian thought form, that's what it is. It's a reptilian programming. So sometimes you have, like, you know, alien programmings that they've, like, placed on humanity or sent out to humanity that we have agreed with. So that's what I mean by that. It's not like you have like an actual like reptilian in you or something. Although I do believe that these thought forms have a consciousness, so they are a conscious energy, but also that we have created these things. But I'm not gonna get into that in detail in this. I was feeling guided to say that, but we have other videos where we've spoken about thought forms if you want to know more about what I think about them, where they originate and how they're created, and all of that. Now in the root chakra, I've got another programming surfacing, and this feels, again, the childhood. It feels like when you were a young boy, like a young child. There wasn't help or support, is what it feels like. Some lacking of stability, especially emotional stability, is what this feels like. So he feels kind of helpless or unprotected in some ways. He feels vulnerable. Okay, there's a block here in the solar plexus, but again, there's a programming holding this block or holding on to this block. Oh. This programming, it's looking at things in a certain way, but not just for its own life. It has to do with this programming has like a jaded view of humanity, almost as a whole, of people in general. Some of these you might feel dominantly, and other programmings you might feel less consciously. It really depends on it depends on how there are a lot of them, so they're not all going to take up, the same amount of space in your mind or in your life. And some of them, because they're from past lives and you acquired them then, some of them were stronger in those lifetimes than they might be now. So some of them you're going to be like, whoa, that's in my life a lot, to a high degree. Others, you'll notice them, but not as dominantly. So some of them are very dominant, and others have lost space, or they don't take up as much room as the others did. Whoa. Okay, this programming is holding on to this block because he doesn't want to move forward, because he feels that if he moves forward, somehow somebody is going to bash him down or dash his hopes or his dreams in some way. Somehow it's futile. It's not going to be accomplished because of what somebody else on the outside of him is doing. And humans just mess things up, or somebody just will mess things up. So he has this outlook on other people and kind of this fear of other people, or even anger towards other people. And it's like somehow he doesn't get his way, or what he wants, or what he would prefer, because of what other people dish out to him, because of what other people do. That is his view on things, this little programming. Before I can clear this block, I've got to remove the programming. Okay, there it went. This block has to do with some kind of pain but this feels like a past life. It does not feel like the present life, even if it caused things in other lifetimes as well. This root of it, where this block originated, it feels like a past lifetime where you were hurt and taken advantage of by somebody else. And again, not protected by others who could have prevented it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's been cleared. Okay, then next. This one. Okay, the next place they want me to go is the crown chakra. Ooh. Okay, this can't be fully cleared yet. Okay. But I can work on it more. Again, this has to do with thinking, a way of thinking, a way of seeing the world. Another programming to do with that. And it almost feels like it is somehow influencing your physical brain with the way it thinks. It's influencing the thinking. With a jaded view of how things are going to be, and even how people are going to be. Okay, I gotta stop for a second. Okay. I think I've gotten a little bit of this out, and now I'm just going to see. I am just going to see an energy clearing this. Or not clearing this, sorry, sealing this. Sealing what I've already cleared. Because there's a lot of energy there and I don't want it to just come back in. So I'm just going to see this flooding with light. And I'm seeing all of these other spaces too, being sealed with light. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see what they want to say. First, I'm going to drink a little more water. Okay. Just hopping and falling all over. I'm just waiting for one single card to fall out. Sometimes they pop out really quickly, sometimes they don't. Okay. Okay, guys, not all the cards in the deck. Okay. All right. These three fell here. This completely pertains to everything that was coming up during the clearing. This one tried to fall out before, but didn't. This is Nellis the Alchemist. And this fairy is all about getting what was stuck to move. So she's about clearing out blocks and clearing the way to move forward in your life. And the cards that fell out with her, a collective of pixies. This card has to do with merriment in your work, in what you do for, it can be for a living, career, projects, or just even in your life in general, finding enjoyment in the way that you live. So the blocks are specifically about that, like goals and projects and work. So some of these blocks have to do in particular with like the work you would do or what you would want to do, even as like a career and this type of thing are some of the blocks that they're pointing to. And then here again, this one is called Glominous Doom. And here again, they're coming in with the mental outlook. And I looked at the email that you sent, and I noticed that you asked a question, and there were a lot of questions in there, so I didn't get to all of them. There was one that I forgot to answer, and you were asking about the sun that I had seen in the last reading, that there was a sun on the side, and you didn't really understand what I meant by that. Like there was a sun that you weren't seeing is what they kept saying. But in the beginning of the reading, they were kind of playing out this scenario where I went to visualize the light like I always do, and then I just wasn't able to see it anywhere. But this was, like I said in that reading, was just your guide's way of saying he doesn't see any light right now. So that was what they were talking about with the sun. Like it is there. There is light there, but it was like you were looking down, like you were not looking at it. And so they were speaking more about your mental outlook and a way that you have of looking at things. So some of this is brought on or perpetuated by the way that you are looking at the world around you. And some of that has to do with programmings as well. Some of those programmings were specifically about that were coming up during the clearing. And that's what this card is also about, though. He looks at things in a bad way, and he almost pities himself before something has even really happened. So he expects to fall. He expects to fail. And so this is kind of perpetuated by that belief that you have. But that belief also has to be removed because, you know, your guides understand how difficult it can be when it's not just something that you're saying, but when you have a programming that you've had for a very long time. That, like I was saying, it is a consciousness. It's a programming that just kind of blabs the same thing over and over. So it's not like an extremely conscious, you know, it has this little consciousness that you created at one point, or that someone else created and you agreed with it at one point during a past life, that came out of this way of thinking. And so that's the way it thinks. That's the only way it knows how to operate. So it's a very limited consciousness that it has. But these programmings, they just blab these things. The only things that they know how to say, the only ways that they know how to think. And so that's what he's doing until they evolve out of that and transmute into something else. That's all they're going to do. Either that, or you remove them and they just go back into what I call unconscious existence, where they're just energy. So this has to do with outlook as well. That's come up a few times now in the reading and the clearing. Okay. One almost fell out, but didn't. Okay. Now that was too many. Okay, guys, pick a card. One card, come on. Or multiple cards. I don't care, but pick one. Whoa, that's weird. Is that why you're taking so long? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, it normally does not take this long. But I'm feeling a lot of energy still from the clearing, both positive and negative, both like blocked energies and positive energies, and also guides, thought forms. And I actually got an energy from your guides that as the cards were coming down, it was almost like it was actually clearing this energy more. So that's apparently why they're taking so long with this. As long as I know, I don't really care. If that's what they want to do, then cool. But if it's something I'm doing, like I'm not lax enough or whatever, I want to know why the cards are not coming out as quickly. Okay. I need to pull another one with that. No, I'm just going to pull the top one. One more. Okay. So, 3 more cards, and this one, Ipona's wild daughter. She is all about, again, like a very, very deep thing that needs to be cleared. But she also is about like a riddle that needs to be solved. She's about being kind of stuck in this conundrum or in this circle, like a pattern that just continues and continues and continues. And she wants to solve it, but it's kind of like, you know, where is the answer? And this fairy just poses another riddle. She just throws another question or another riddle at you. And so she can feel like there's no escaping her, or there's no way out of this thing. But But there is a way out of it. It's just clearing these programming. So that's not how it is. That's just what it feels like. The card's denoting what it feels like, not the way that it actually is, just the way that it appears. But then these cards here, the guardian at the gate and the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. These two cards are much more positive. So they're saying, you know, when this clears, you're going to experience a lot more love and a lot more feelings of faithfulness in almost like in your fellow man, in other people. You can trust them, you can rely on them. So this kind of community energy is coming in with this card. But I also get like a deep emotional connection with one person or a few people, like an emotional bond that's deep with someone else. This even feels romantic to me. So in some ways, this block of not trusting others, which developed in a past life a while ago, or almost like a jaded outlook of of people, almost prevents the response sometimes from being positive towards you. So this prevents certain things from really forming for you, where you really feel like you can let go and have that deep bond with someone else. And then also this card is more speaking about your career. I'm feeling, and more like the ways, not just career, but more like in other areas of your life, with projects and things, goals that you have, dreams that you have, with undertakings. The guardian at the gate, he opens the doorway for you. Now also he's saying he's guarding that. It's intact. It's going to be there. This just needs to be cleared out, but it's still there. You have no, there's no fear of losing it. It's not going to be gone. It's not going to be gone away from you. It isn't gone now. You're just getting to it a little bit more slowly because of these blocks that you have, but they are saying that it's inevitable. Oh, okay. They're saying that they want to further clear something. So I think they wanted to give me a little bit of a break from the clearing. It was a bit of intense energy. Okay, guys, so okay, there's another crystal that I need to get. Okay. Throat. So now what they're saying is that they want to help you trust and express yourself to others. So this is more about a healing energy that they're sending, actually, rather than so much clearing. And they're saying, they're talking about remembering what it's like to fully step into the universe's arms. They're saying you fully trust that things are going to go well for you, and that your experience is going to be good. They're saying to remember that trusting feeling, because they're saying that you've lost trust. So they want to clear that, and they want to send that to you. Oh, this crystal is literally falling onto my chest. Like it feels like it's being pulled down, and your guides have told me like 3 times, no, keep it at the throat, because it feels like it just wants to almost collapse on my chest. So there's like this closing in kind of energy. And there again, this is past life energy. Some of this is childhood energy too. Like feeling like you can't speak or you can't articulate or communicate what you want to say, or like you have no voice. Like you don't really have authority in your own life. So this is more past life though, and from childhood as well. Some of this energy is coming from, not so much now. Even though this might affect you in other areas, obviously it does. So it's still affecting you, but now as an adult, you would feel more like you have more authority over your domain. You don't just have people telling you what to do like you would as a kid. That they're saying that not all parents, make their children feel that way, where there's this relationship like you will do what I say. So kind of a closing off on their end too, or someone's end, one of the parents' end. So it might not be both. It might be a specific one more so than the other. So you were taught this from a young age in this lifetime also, this closing off. It's a very high energy that they're sending, very relaxed energy. I feel more like this is your guide specifically sending this energy. I'm helping and the crystal is helping, but especially at this point with the healing energy, your guides are really stepping in, and it's mostly their energy being sent. They're sending you a lot of energy. They're saying that they're sending it all the time. You just have to be open. And you're open by just sitting and relaxing and breathing. Okay. Okay, a little bit more water. Okay, so Thank you very much for allowing me to do this reading and this clearing for you. I feel like obviously I also receive a healing clearing as I'm doing this work. So feeling like I have to take these really deep breaths. Okay. So yeah, thank you. And thank you to your guides also. Namaste.